Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day all of my examiners. My name is Sheryn Fathia Fajrin. I'm from English Department 2016. And today I will present my thesis entitled The Moral Contradiction of the Actions of the Government in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. Before I start, I would like to express my gratitude to the audiences, especially to my examiners, Pak Adria Sandika, Bu Marli Zayani, and Bu Saswita, and to my supervisor, Pak Gindo Rizano. On the previous exam, the examiners gave me recommendation on my thesis in order to make it denser and to correct some mistakes or shortcomings of my thesis. One of the recommendations is from Pak Adria Sandika is to correct some systematic errors such as in quotation or paraphrasing and word selection so that there is no doubt in interpreting. Pak Adria Sandika also recommend paying more attention to conclusion and elaborations regarding contradictions in an effort to avoid subjective and judgmental statements. Therefore, I corrected it thoroughly based on Pak Adria's comment. From Bu Saswita, she recommends me to add more analysis about society's reactions toward government's actions and how the problem is reflected in the society or the characters. Bu Saswita also reminds me to put general theory first on my theoretical framework and put table of contents so that I fixed it accordingly. And from Bu Marli Zayani, she suggests me to change the format of my thesis to the reason 1, so I have fixed it and used the latest thesis format, and not to forget to add limitation and suggestion on chapter 5. Bu Marli Zayani also recommends to sharpen the contradiction between the government's policies and people's right to show how the policies harms individuals' right. To conclude my thesis, after analyzing the characters on the novel, I conclude that the government in the novel Brave New World takes actions that are contrary to the concept of happiness from the utilitarianism point of view promoted by Mill, where general happiness should be achieved by allowing individuals to seek their own happiness. It required a process, a series of successes as well as failures, pleasures as well as discomforts, ease as well as troubles. By going through all of them, people learn to put up with the ordinary challenges that life brings, know that they do best in life and finally be happy. Although it aims to maintain the world stability, the government has ignored the basics of human rights and made interference without justified reasons. Saying so, we need to see how this system of government in the society lives in. The government uses 4 methods in its actions on human conditioning. First method is ectogenesis. The method is where the embryo is developed outside the uterus. Babies are ground in bottles to avoid humans' relationships involving emotions and desires that can affect a person's happiness. In other words, the government forbids the existence of desires and emotions in a person. However, in reality, humans are full of curiosity. On several occasions, we can see how they actually want real life and feelings, as we can see how Helmholtz, as an alpha who is the most intelligent caste, struggles to understand the feelings expressed when reading William Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. Second method is Neopavlovian rooms. It is a therapy room designed to make humans reject certain things, such as books and nature. Fourth, consider any actions that keep people from working and consuming as harmful, because it hinders the economic wheel from turning. It can be seen when Bernard invites Lenina to spend time alone in a quiet room, but Lenina refuses. This is because the quiet room makes us more focused and thinks calmly. Instead of not liking it, Bernard actually likes it when he thinks and questions his feelings. Lenina told Bernard to consume soma because she thought that Bernard must be feeling stressed, when in fact Bernard always felt constrained by the existing rule. Third method is hypnopedia, involves playing sets of audio while people are asleep. By repeating the audio a specific number of times, the government plants their moral rules into people's heads without having to face question and make explanations. It makes people unconsciously accept whatever the government gives them, including social groups that have been regulated since they were created. It is a crime to question about the life they lead, which has been arranged in such a way by the government. Just as Bernard has received a warning letter for questioning his caste, he would be sent to Iceland if he continued to be curious. The final method is the use of soma. People are required to consume soma, a type of hallucinatory drug, whenever they face difficult situations or about to feel any kind of emotions. Soma distracts people from actually feeling and thinking about anything. It eliminates the need to make choices and individual decisions, because soma keeps people from straying from their regular activities. Only by knowing this, we can conclude that this is contrary to the concept of utilitarianism. But to assess the contradiction of this phenomenon, we can take a look at the time of Linda's death. Linda is someone who was born from the process of ectogenesis, but was stranded in a wild reservation where savage humans live. The savage lived with ups and downs, and as it is when we live now in the real life. But it was too terrible for Linda to live without soma, making her lose her sanity. When she returned to the hatchery, Linda fell into soma coma due to depression and eventually died. From this, it can be judged that soma actually cannot be said to be safe for consumption, because it causes addiction that makes serious attachment. I think that's all I can say. Thank you for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.